The holiday season is usually a time for joy. Families gather, gifts are exchanged, and memories are made. But for three Fort Worth families, December 23, 1974, brought only terror. Three young girls vanished without a trace from a busy shopping mall. Their car was found, abandoned in the parking lot. Wrapped Christmas presents lay inside. Then, a chilling letter arrived the next day. It claimed they had run away. But did they really? Or was something far more sinister at play? This is the perplexing story of the Fort Worth trio. Their disappearance remains an agonizing mystery nearly 50 years later. On that fateful morning, Rachel Trlica, 17, planned a shopping trip. Her friend, Lisa Renee Wilson, 14, joined her. Rachel was married and drove her 1972 Oldsmobile 98. Renee was excited about a Christmas party. She needed to be back by 4 p.m. Julie Ann Moseley, just 9 years old, was Renee's boyfriend's younger sister. Julie begged her mother to let her tag along. Her mother, busy with a new job, reluctantly agreed. This decision would haunt her forever. The girls first stopped at an Army-Navy surplus store. Renee picked up some pants from layaway there. Then they headed to the bustling Seminary South shopping center. This was a popular mall in Fort Worth, Texas. It was 2 days before Christmas. The mall was absolutely packed with last-minute shoppers. Witnesses later reported seeing the girls inside the mall. Renee was distinctive in her sweet honesty sweatshirt. They were seen shopping, just like any other teenagers. They were seemingly enjoying their day. Rachel parked her car near the Sears store. The girls made their purchases. They bought gifts and completed their errands. Yet they never returned home. Their families grew increasingly worried. By late afternoon, panic began to set in. Renee had promised to be home early. Her Christmas party awaited. But the girls were nowhere to be found. Rachel's husband and family members drove to the mall. They desperately searched for the Oldsmobile. They finally located the car in the Sears parking lot. It was locked, undisturbed. Inside, they found the wrapped Christmas gifts. This discovery deepened the unsettling mystery. The girls' purses and money were reportedly inside. It seemed they had returned to the car, but then they simply vanished. The car held no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, no broken glass. Just the silent, empty vehicle. The presents lay untouched. It was as if they had stepped away for just a moment. But that moment stretched into decades. The initial hours turned into days. Days turned into weeks. The Fort Worth community was gripped by fear. 3 young lives gone in an instant. This was a nightmare before Christmas. The police were immediately notified. Their initial response, however, was disheartening for the families. Authorities believed the girls were likely runaways. This theory ignored many crucial details. The families knew their daughters. They insisted this was not their character. They knew something was terribly wrong. The holiday cheer quickly faded. A chilling silence descended upon Fort Worth. Hope turned to agonizing uncertainty. The families began their own desperate search. They distributed flyers and posters. They spoke to anyone who would listen. The city braced itself for a long, cold winter. This was only the beginning of a 50-year ordeal. The initial facts presented a baffling puzzle. Each piece seemed to contradict the last. The car was found, but the girls were not. Presents were bought, but never given. The truth remained elusive, hidden in the holiday chaos. The police initially dismissed the case. They labeled the girls as runaways. This theory deeply frustrated the families. Julie Moseley's mother especially struggled. She had only just given permission for Julie to go. She blamed herself for this decision. Then, a shocking development occurred. A letter arrived at Rachel Trlica's house. It was dated December 24th, 1974. The letter was purportedly from Rachel. It read, "I know I'm going to catch it, but we just had to get away. We're going to Houston. See you in about a week. The car's in Sears upper lot. Love, Rachel." This letter seemed to support the runaway theory. However, it contained several glaring inconsistencies. Rachel was known to be left-handed. Handwriting analysis suggested a right-handed writer. Furthermore, Rachel's own name was misspelled. The letter was initially believed to be mailed for Iliasville. Later, the U.S. Postal Service confirmed it was mailed from Fort Worth. These discrepancies raised immediate red flags. The family strongly believed the letter was fake. They felt it was a cruel attempt to mislead them. This deepened their suspicion of foul play. The police, however, still clung to the runaway notion. They spent precious time investigating this false lead. This inaction further alienated the heartbroken families. Their trust in the authorities waned. Over the years, numerous tips emerged. Each offered a glimmer of hope. Each ultimately led to a dead end. In March 1976, a psychic contacted one family. She claimed the girls were near an oil well. Searchers focused on Rising Star, Texas, yet nothing was ever found. In April 1975, investigator Swaim searched Port Lavaca. He had a tip about girls under bridges. 100 volunteers joined the search. Again, no trace of the trio was found. A year later, 3 skeletons were discovered. They were found in a Brazoria County field. Swaim had the bones examined. They did not belong to the missing girls. They were identified as a teenage boy and 2 other females. More human remains were found in 1981. They were in a swampy area of Brazoria County. After weeks of investigation, these 2 were unrelated. The case was plagued by false leads. Prank phone calls tormented the families. Renee's parents even installed a second phone line. Random individuals kept calling, claiming to be their daughter. This added immense psychological toll. The agony of not knowing was unbearable. Investigator Swaim, the key figure, died suddenly in 1979. His death was ruled a suicide. He ordered all his case files destroyed. This act was highly suspicious. It eliminated crucial documentation. It left families without answers. It further complicated an already baffling case. His files could have held vital clues. Their destruction was a devastating blow. The families were left feeling isolated. They felt abandoned by the system. The official investigation stalled for years. One investigator famously stated, "We've never even got them off the parking lot." This reflected the stagnant nature of the probe. Rachel's husband, Tommy Trlica, divorced her. He cited abandonment just 2 years later. He eventually remarried and moved away. This added another layer of pain for Rachel's family. The family unit itself began to fracture. Differing opinions about the disappearance caused rifts. Some believed Rachel was still alive. Others were convinced all 3 had perished. Witness accounts also conflicted. One man reported seeing a security guard. He claimed the guard was with the girls. This was at 11:30 p.m. on the night they vanished. The girls appeared relaxed, he said. They were willingly in a pickup truck. This witness contacted authorities. However, his lead was not fully pursued until 2001. Another witness claimed seeing a man he was reportedly forcing a girl into a van. He dismissed it as a family dispute. The second account complicated the narrative. Were the girls abducted? Did they leave willingly with someone they knew? The conflicting information created more questions. Red herrings proliferated throughout the investigation. Every new lead brought renewed hope. Every false lead brought crushing disappointment. The case became a tangled web. It was woven with rumors, theories, and unverified sightings. The Fort Worth trio had seemingly vanished into thin air. The truth remained hidden beneath layers of doubt. The passage of time only compounded the difficulty. Memories faded, and potential witnesses disappeared. The original investigators retired or passed away. The families continued their tireless search. They endured decades of heartbreaking uncertainty. The mystery deepened with each passing year. Decades passed without a single breakthrough. The case grew colder with each year. Then, in 2001, the Fort Worth police reopened the investigation. Detective Tom Bocher was assigned the case. He approached it with a fresh perspective. Bocher believed the girls left the mall willingly. He thought they went with someone they knew. This was a significant shift from the initial runaway theory. Bocher stated, "We can say that they were at one point seen with one individual, but we believe there was more than one involved." This new direction focused on trust. It suggested the girls were lured away. They likely knew their abductor. This idea was supported by a key witness. Bill Hutchins, a former security guard, came forward. He worked at the Seminary South Sears outlet. Hutchins claimed he saw the three girls. They were with a young male security guard. This sighting occurred around 11:30 p.m. He saw them in a pickup truck. The girls appeared relaxed and willing. They were laughing and talking. The security guard then drove away.